Buongiorno, I'm Capo Miyo, your virtual Mafia Boss. Thank you so much for this, the wait, and I forgot to set up the chat. Let me, although this is cuffed. I'm sorry. Let me just fix it real quick. Should be fine. Thank you for the cookies, Aiden. I need them. Okay, hello everyone. Hello Aiden, hello William, hello Captain Particle. Thank you for coming. And Local Onion Seller and Kate. Good evening. So I had a bit of difficulties, but I'm finally here. Hello Lem! Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry. So I finally am back to Doki Doki Literature Club. So last time, I left off with the with the balance side story, and I have reflection and self-love left. So the previous one, it was about Natsuki, and she didn't have very good friends because she liked manga. And no one likes the weeb. Kidding. Hold up. Okay, everything is a bit broken here. So, hi late am I? I am late, your virtual Mafia Boss. Welcome to my channel. I am late. Anyway, so yeah, I got an email by Paula Miner, which says, simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first one to do this, to our knowledge. That's the government job to figure out long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this anyway, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. My god. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our VMS operate completely differently from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print "I feel sad." What? We're engineers, not philosophers. Philosophers? Is that how you read it? My god. Time is irrelevant, that's why I'm not gonna sleep probably. You should sleep. You should sleep. And I also got the new picture that I didn't check out. This one. Where Natsuki is looking really good, as always. Natsuki is so photogenic. Look at Monica. Hello boss, I'm gonna enjoy this plate of not twirled spaghetti while watching the stream. Hello Moriko, I hope you're gonna twirl them for your own good. Twirl them. Do it. Anyway, so we can begin, I suppose. Wait, reflection. Between Yuri and Monica, again? No, first time, Yuri and Monica, okay. Let's go. Monica piano, yes. She practiced really hard. Am I bothering you? Huh? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. She's used to it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's been a while, please bear with me. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. That's scrolling text on the top. Oh yeah, I decided to try it out. Tell me if it bothers you. Just to you know, if new people pass by. I don't know if I made any misspelling though. Anyway, hope it doesn't bother. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Hi Capo, first time in one of your streams. How are you? Hello Adri the Dragon. It's nice to meet you on stream. I'm doing great. How are you? This is just a theory, game theory. Every time I see Doki Doki. There is a lot of weird stuff you can speculate about. Well, is there? I don't know. Since the DLC, it's a bit confusing, isn't it? Yui glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. I'm still suspicious about it, that the DLC is not sus. I don't know, I have trust issues here. Sayori has her head cocked back and their mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing onto the hair. But the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Well, is she crumbling pieces of cookie on on Sayori and then going on the floor? They're gonna get ants in there. Maybe I should say something. Yeah, they're dirtying the floor. Cookie, you say? It's Aiden's cookies. No need, they just ran out of cookies. What a waste. Yep. They've really become good friends, aren't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on their energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, the guy needed to redo the theory because of the DLC. I haven't watched it because I haven't finished it, but I'm curious. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-to-one, have we? Though, that might be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I probably formed the habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. No more cookies. Cookies are gone. Sad. the responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? She does not have friends. I just read. Oh, no friends. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. Pray for the cookies. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well, since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy might be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Will she read mangas though? Would she read Natsuki? Motsuki? What? Natsuki's mangas. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. What are they talking about? It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. What is she talking about? ... Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely, and people were mean to me a lot. Reading romance because you're lonely? Okay. So I just kind of felt like... please don't make me think about the past. What? Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick up a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki's romance! She said it's romance. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that. How far does the romance go? Romance. I'm having some Vietnam flashbacks. Yuri says, what kind of romance? Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past, too. You know? Things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. Yaoi phase? There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too. Are you sure about it? Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just... Oh, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess... let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with lots of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be myself. Hey, kind of like Yuri. Did they change up phases? Was Yuri into yaoi or some stuff like that? Like into manga? I can see that. That would be so funny if that was the case. Or maybe into Yuri, you know? Relatable? Monica! Sorry. That's completely wrong, so... I'm still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposite, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through your hard times. You know it. Well, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up a whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those manga that's like 50 volumes long so I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have my money for that. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have few words per page. I know, I was just joking. What about light novels? Will she like light novels? I could never actually read a book like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Jill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Convoluted? ... Sayuri, are those from the floor? Oh, was she eating from the floor? Sayuri. Well, my eyes are burning. Good night, boss. Good night, Lem. Thank you for coming. Have a good sleep. Buonanotte. Rose. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. 3-second rule. Has it been 3 seconds? Though I feel like it's been more. Just do it. The O's are there even if you can't see them. 5-minute rule. Is it 5? 5 minutes? No, it's 3-second rule, right? 5 minutes. That's a bit too long. Sayuri trots out of the door and Natsuki follows. ... Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she has to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly, she was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. Well, she thinks she also doesn't like mangas and such. Why can't people judge Natsuki and Natsuki can't judge back, huh? But she knows well how much these mean to me. So what about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You might be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussion to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary, I just wish to be respected. That then. Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. I hate the word so hard. I always thought it was 5-second rule. You said 5 minutes though. That's a bit different. Same ideas. That's a funny spelling mistake. Black. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things that we're really passionate about. But also, that means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our difference into positive energy for each other. I joked before. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Oh, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of everything. I'm sorry if it came out that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought that would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences. I can't read. differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure! The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. Yes. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel, even when receiving our thoughts, not even. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? Cookies? I have been organized by category. Should I start with snacks or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Cherries, okay. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. They taste okay. Do you like cherries? What? Cherries are delicious! Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Food is good. Food is good. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? Oh, did she say it? Okay, she said it because of... Okay, I get it. She's making a point. I don't know, sad? Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. Oh my god. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries are nasty, taste nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? This is a bit too complicated for me. It has to do with the way our brain interprets the words. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. So, instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. She's taking notes about it. I know that. I was just... Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Uh-oh. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours and how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped! I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? You are welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty, how deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You were sadly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. I was reading and not keeping track of them. Did she just read and eat all the cupcakes? Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try it with something more relevant than the club? In the club, like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about the differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I rather not know. Oh, how come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. is just going to start a fight. I'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. She's the moderator. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to cuddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux? Is that crux? Crux? Of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like... It's fine. I don't have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. There's a lot of deep mangas indeed. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. I knew it. I know what it is. What? Are you serious? They changed up! It's like they changed up faces. Like, Natsuki was edgy and lonely, and Yuri was like a manga lover, and then they changed up the thing. Oh my god. Ship. How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. There's a lot of mature mangas. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki? Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both for their own way. Maybe today is a rare day, but those glasses are making you look particularly... particularly what? Do I look bad with them? Should I take them off? Reminds me... well, why does it remind me I have to drink? Yeah, drinking is important. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. Real berserk can call manga immature. I haven't read it, but yeah, it's a bit too graphic for me. But I guess I am a bit immature, aren't I? I mean, the thing about this is ridiculous. Do you see why I don't want to participate into this? I knew it was just going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. Suspicions. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the thing that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What? Have you looked in the mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interest immature. You can't... Please, stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Bad? Not at all. I'm just a goof is all. Well, it did. Is there a big delay? Are you saying this? Is there a big delay, or is it just hear that? So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problem next time, okay? Dot dot dot. Yuri's piercing words sent the club room into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. This is normal for me. Okay. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. Yep. It was really a stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So, I see what you were trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just the way that we talk to each other, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I can just move on now. But... it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga, without having to worry about fitting Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friend, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other, the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayuri and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayuri doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Okay. And that was the first part of reflection. Let's see what happens next. Bah. Let's see. A new day arrives. Sayuri arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So, she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayuri has made a habit of scribbling down her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve her as her best inspiration for poetry. ... My head feels vacant because of a sheep sailed away. Yo! Yeah! Natsuki? Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closed closet door. Oh, she was in the closet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I thought you want me listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? Oh no, it wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in Norway. Oh, why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the clubroom by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get bad thoughts in your head.
Ouch. The Q detector is locked on Capo. The Q was powerful.
Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. Ugh. Huh? I just want to have us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's just so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, this makes me feel really guilty and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure out this together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand when your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No! Why would it that matter? I mean... Oh... Well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me, just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated.
That's just in Natsuki's mind though.
Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's book a chance? Huh? After this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well... I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long.
Welp.
But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's book. Yeah? But you like manga more, right?
Sayori shakes her head.
I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. Yeah, bye, I was late. Hello, Zero, thank you for coming. How are you? So, I love them both. And I think there's a room for both of them to be in the same club together.
So, yeah, Yuri and Natsuki had a fight. Because Natsuki thinks Yuri is too good for her. And right, there is a bit of romance thing here going on. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think.
get along with everyone so well. I always get into fights with people.
Fight as always. Natsuki likes fights. I can understand. I used to get into a good share of fights when I was younger. I'm doing fine, thank you. I had a bit of technical problems, but I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Like, first it was with Monica, when I was new to the club. And then it was with you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, the person is being such a jerk, and if they just realized that, then we could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me.
Couple fight stories when... There's not much to it. I just bit people. One day maybe. One day maybe I can make a little comic about it or something. That will couple me. Couple beating the shit out of all their story. Oh man. I wonder if people would still remember about the fights with me. Wouldn't that be embarrassing if someone recognized me eventually? If I mean, I'm small right now, but like, what if in the future? What if in the future the people I beaten up recognize me and find I'm a VTuber?
And I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki.
Sayori puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder.
You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has a different everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communications, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong.
Of course, they will sing for you and be glad you made them. I wonder. But it's mostly... Well, it's a lot of girls that I don't think... Okay. Anyway. There'll be the please step on makeup. It was a long time ago. I was Capo Miyo then.
It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of like reflection and self-awareness.
Oh, I just noticed I'm behind in the stream. Oh.
Well, are you still behind? Okay. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest.
I mean, that's pretty respectable.
What do you mean?
Tell me about that part of you. I'm really curious about Natsuki's backstory because we basically don't know much about Natsuki. We know that she has like a good relationship with her father. We don't know about her mother though. I wonder if we can get to know more.
Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends and I guess my dad.
Wait, what?
Like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things like if my room isn't clean.
Well, that's normal. That's normal parenting.
So what am I gonna do? Cry about it?
Cry about it. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't cry if you're good at school. You should just try to get better, yeah.
If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong, and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry, and I find ways to blame everything else instead.
I don't mind if we're hugging or if she's tapping on me. I'll enjoy some time with the mouse. Are you sure about that? So, but in a way, I can understand. I just really bad. In a way, I can understand a bit. What not wanting to be at fault, even when you know you are. But yeah,
Natsuki can be better than this. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself.
She just said she has to be better than everyone else. So I'm a bit confused, yes, man. Guess I appreciate it.
No! Our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. There's a part of vulnerability, you know?
That's a part of vulnerability. That's such a hard word, you know?
Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that if I'm so much better than her, then she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her hedgy face and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself out loud.
What? But your feelings are a part of you, though. You shouldn't ignore that.
Fine. I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are just like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So, the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with.
Oof. Press F for Sayori, and her purpling. Called up. Yeah. Can I say that? Or is YouTube gonna? Called. You know? This word. It's on the. You can read that yourself. I don't want YouTube to think wrong.
But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings.
But your feelings are part of you. I thought this story was about Monica and Yuri, but it's still about Natsuki and Yuri, really.
I want to be a good person like you. Ah, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica.
I don't think YouTube will mind that? Okay. I don't know.
And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you.
Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged bandaged and left alone any longer. Oh, there's a new scenario. Oh, the music. Yui, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time, I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's just a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you weren't the one mad at me. I was so hopeful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second. I think it's Natsuki a bit. I think it's Natsuki's fault for the most. Yui pauses for a second, then manages a note. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. Yes, this background is new. I like the little the beverages on the machine. I think it looks cool. And soccer tryouts. Bake sale. And I can't read the other one. Oh. I can't read the other one. Natsuki, I said Natsuki did nothing wrong. Well, she overthought. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns and I can't get away from them. And I think she's just on the same, they're on the same mentality level, I suppose, in a bit. Like they're opposite, but at the same time they're the same. Like soulmates. What kind of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me. Yeah, it's the same. See, it's the same. Especially Natsuki. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back to the time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. And our display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate their own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. Hashtag Monica did everything. Well, she has our mistake, but later on she did everything wrong. But for now, she just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable in returning it. In the original story, yes. Oh, but that means the burden is on me. And I don't think how to say things to make... Wait, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just... But they're a bit completely different than how they became. They became really exaggerated after Monica messed up stuff. Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. Is that Sylvester new? This is a little Sylvester doll that I made myself. You like it? It is new. It's a plushie. It is not real. It is not alive. Okay. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think that I was weird and talk about me behind my back. Yes, more Sylvester. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said that she found it more respectable when people speak their mind, so I did, and then she hated me anyway. She didn't think she was speaking her mind. Yes, he looks angry and it's adorable. Angry adorable. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I really like this song. I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. Well, I guess... she did get Yuri right, in a sense. And it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so... the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Wait. So on one side, we have Sayuri telling Natsuki, feelings are you're not your feelings. And on this side, we have Monica telling Yuri that your feelings are not wrong. Okay, well, I see. Understandable. Thank you. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. Okay, I guess not. I guess in a way she's saying the same thing. I don't know. But that doesn't mean they have control. They have to control us, okay? I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. Okay, they do think the same. Okay, they do think the same. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. Have you ever tried have you ever thought something that you didn't want to think? But then your brain is like thinking about it more because you don't want to think about it? I had that happen. I guess that's normal. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy, yes. You're so mature. And so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri. I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills that didn't come naturally to me either. I mean, she's not perfect either, yeah. In a way. It's really hard to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. They want to both be good persons, good people. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the pieces just start like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the places is start, right? Because the literature club should be happy for everyone. Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. Ooh. Switching devices, reconnecting. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me, because I really want to hug you, you know? I really want to hug you now. What? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean... Well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so... Are they gonna hug now? Oh my god, without Sayori? Aga. Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm blushing. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. Is Natsuki and Yuri gonna hug later? I'm going to write her a letter. Oh, a letter? What a great idea! Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Well, maybe a poem. Well, yeah, a couple bigger on my PC board. Okay, well, I guess I'm on a bigger screen now. Hello. Yuri's face hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that. And I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendship don't always just magically appear out of thin air. That is true, it's hard to get friends. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki? Yuri nods. I always thought that I wanted to make more friends. That if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there is a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that, always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. Yuri shakes her head. Shake my head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observation at the literature club. Observations? Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talking about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri has always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. It's true, Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through a situation of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and the capacity to improve. And the first step towards improving ourselves is reflection and self-awareness.
It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monika can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, a confidence in the club is restored. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime always. Her fists pressed into her collarbone. What? When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monika is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. What? Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Oh, is this like a backstory of Monika, of Yuri joining? Wait, let me take a sip. What the? Suddenly, Monika glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. What were the unexpected friends? Oh, this isn't backstory, it's just... Okay. Yeah, it's unexpected, not unknown. Oh my god. Yui, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yui squeaks a response. Please help me. What? Is everything okay? Yui shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. I thought she was good with poetry. Oops. Thank goodness, I thought that there was a kind of emergency. Monika briefly glances over her shoulder at their other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. Okay, so it wasn't... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it now. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. So Monika has other friends too. Yeah, I should... Of course, everyone else has friends. Monika trots back into her classroom, saying something like, I gotta go, to her friends, then grabs a pen off her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monika as the two of them set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week. Wait, people have other friends? Gasp. How come? I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really stuck into things and start neglecting the time. Me too, I do that too. Nani? Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After appearing inside, Monika opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Okay, just putting themselves in the class. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monika pulls two chairs up on the same desk. Then obeys as Monika beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Oh, picture. Oh, this is cute. This is a cute picture. The art style is Yuri doing justice to her name. The art style is nice. It's really different than the other ones. But it looks so cute. I like it.
But again, Monica's face is a bit compared. I feel like Yuri looks a bit better. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. I mean, left hand is okay, I guess. Yeah. I've heard somewhere that like left-handed people are perfectionists. Mama Kappa is a bit of a perfectionist, and she's left-handed, so I don't know. Is that a thing? Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm on your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Left power? Are you left-handed? Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things that you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. Think, Yuri, think! I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Oh, it's okay. All about some of the things you said to me yesterday. But... never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then, she writes the word reflection. This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this toward each other, but have been able to separate... Whoa, that's Yuri. Okay, the key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Yuri and Monica. That's me! Yes, it is. No, I just want to use my emoticons. I see, that's really cute. So, Yuri thinks, I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. I want to do that too. The way she just looks at her, I appreciate this a lot. She looks so good. I like the art a lot. Yuri looks so good. So, what kind of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like it when you and Sayuri trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write about those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. Literally, some things down. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone other things that they're doing wrong. Not as good as Capo? What's not good as Capo? I think first you have to make sure that they know that you're ready to respect them and listen to them, and admit the things you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, on one for each of those points. I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized, I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You say she looked good. Oh, in that sense? Thank you. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spend so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hand in place. What did you say? Pretty brain. I said she has really pretty heart, I believe. Oh my. For a while, they sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The things about our feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. Oh my, what's going on? Yo! It made me think about a person's behavior isn't always they just decide to be. It also made up for the past experience and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Those eyes look weird now. Why they change the emojis? Yeah, they look a bit weird now. Oh my god, they have the what's the word? Eyelid. They have the eyelid now. Hello, Anne. Thank you for coming. How are you? Is that how you feel about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best and everyone wants to be happy. Monika appears over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know? It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I really prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. She looks good. That's wholesome. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into the whole thing. I've done enough damage. Though DDLC have a Capo unlockable? What do you mean? You thought? Fourth letter of the alphabet. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being nice. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile. I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please never change. As you wish. Yui glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day? Probably. But I don't want to come to the club at the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri excels, and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monika nods. Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns a nod, and the two depart. Lots of nods here. Killed up. The thumbnail was Cobos. Thank you so much. And well, I mean, I just used. I don't know where that picture is from. I think I spoiled myself, but I just found it on Google, and I don't know where that's from. But yeah, I just added myself in the corner there. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, this art looks really good. Like it. Ooh, can I put this as wallpaper? Actually? This looks very good as wallpaper. And then there is this one. It's really cute. Okay, then it's time for self-love between Natsuki and Yuri. Are you making those thumbnail? Boss, they are cool. Yes, I do everything by myself. Don't have anyone else doing it for me. So yeah, ooh. But let me drink actually. Drink. It's only been 1 day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki, with Monika's help. Oh, it has been a day, okay. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. Well, that's awesome, Basias. Thank you. Thank you, I guess. It's just thumbnails. Thank you. Thank you, Anne. And because the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked up the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. Because the staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. The one Spider-Man. Just put the one Spider-Man meme. The one Spider-Man where they just point at each other. What kind of sound is? What are you doing here? I just... Yuri grasps her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki's fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. That's awkward. At soon sound, I guess. Eep! Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. Some kind of iced tea. But instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. Oh my god. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant really. I mean, it's still cool that if it's your thing or whatever, like, I can see how it suits you, so... No, not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Oh, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything anymore. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretend to do so. And the two
just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what it might be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? To the club. Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason, I don't know why. But I want to eventually. There's no rush. I promise. It's kind of like she sent her a love letter or something. Thanks. It's next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today, she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. So wait, aren't they going to the club, but also like they're not really talking to each other? And, like, they're having some kind of meeting here at the vending machine now? Yeah, kinda. It's kinda like a love letter, right? Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't so many people around here. Oh? I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. I see. Well, there is now. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here? Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since, like, they all just assume they stop reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly, but I just don't want it to come up again now that I waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. Online friends count too. Every friend counts. Come on. And Sayori, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it, you know what I mean? Honestly, you're lucky that books you're into at least just look like books. So you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading. That would be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Can you imagine if they're actually online friends? Like, would be funny. Since middle school, actually, I was especially desperate back then. Oh my god, she used desperate. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like that me from years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Well, whatever. We're all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank god I used pseudonyms. Pseudonym? Sakurako. Hello, Sakurako. Good afternoon, I think. It is evening. The time is... It's up there. It is currently night. It is currently midnight. But yeah, thank you. Good morning. But I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now, we'll think the same thing about our current selves? Probably.
That doesn't make you uncomfortable?
No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here.
Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek.
Ow. That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do that. Ow.
Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and she stares into her lap, but it's unable to hide a smile, as though it was a real funny joke. Yeah, let's just beat the crap out of each other. Let's just beat ourselves up before we like mature. She's drunk.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you.
I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. It is funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading.
Oh, right.
She just wanted to bond with her.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that then.
The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens the book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. Well, you know, of course, probably everyone has like past self that we really hate. I wouldn't say hate, but I also have I have my skeletons in the closet from back then. From when I was like, what, 14, 12? About that. Oh my god. But the whole time, Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret over having so abruptly forced at the end of the conversation. Too much. You're back.
Yeah, I'm here to lay low again.
Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more.
Hey, did you buy that?
Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. That's so cute. That's so cute. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact.
What, like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if you didn't show up?
Well, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do.
No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought... Never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And that it's a really nice gesture.
TT? What's TT? It's okay if you don't feel that way. What way?
I don't know. I do. It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me.
Yuri pauses then nods. Talking is hard. I get it from a lot too. Can we have couples Doki Doki Literature Club chatter, please? I don't know. Because they're not in the right mind and I feel like I lack something. Well, I guess Natsuki is also normal, unquote. I don't know. She just twisted her head a bit. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes a drink. Knowing Yui, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. Goodbye just to play with Capo. What about a Capo visual novel, huh?
I'll do something nice for you next time.
Please don't feel obligated.
I want to. I want to do nice things too.
Okay. TT, when a couple doesn't have to be... Wait, what? When a couple doesn't have to be a girl and guy, or it could be a duo to something cute. Oh, they are being TT. Okay, okay. Get it. Kind of. It just sounds like tea, and I kind of want to drink tea. I'm having a new religion, Capoism. Well, I thought you had a religion about my dog and then about my mother. Well, I'm glad it's me too. Okay, thank you.
You can tag me after I figure out how to do something nice.
I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Huh? Wait, oh, she sighs. Huh?
Nothing.
Thank you for the tea.
It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately.
Plus, don't forget to hydrate. That's good. That's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. Is that why you've been coming here?
Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all just having fun, but I also just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm, I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitude just really gets on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club.
How come?
I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately.
I think because she found out her friends in the literature club. That she doesn't want to be around the real friends.
What's my fault for being overly sensitive? If I have a problem, I'm not gonna demand for everyone around me to change. But yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you shouldn't just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it.
It's okay. I like listening.
Well, listening to all those people's problems?
Yes.
That's weird. Sorry.
I just like learning about people. Kind of scared of a couple unlockable. That would be some true boss-ish. Monica couldn't compete with that kind of fries. I don't think if I could fit into the lore, because it's already Monica's already like overpowered. Do you think it's weird?
No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know. Does that mean I should keep going?
If you'd like.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now.
What are some things that you like about your friends?
A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with. Like after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They made me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes.
Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things.
So?
Are those all the things that are important to you?
Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody.
But you have a gun that just isn't well enough. I mean, couldn't Monica spawn a gun or something if she wanted to? She just didn't choose to like physically kill anyone, but like, she could have done that. She just made it happen with like superior ways, like by the power of coding or whatever. So yeah, I don't know.
Everyone in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too. Well, Sayori really likes your baking. And she makes you laugh.
And she complains a lot.
That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings.
Excuse me? Admin power.
How about you don't talk that way about my friends if you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up.
No, wait!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Oopsie daisy.
Trust me, Monica sucks at coding. But I don't know. I suck too. I've never tried.
Please don't leave.
Natsuki sighs and shakes her head.
It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. Have we seen our friends as like they're very judgmental? She's still a waifu though. Who, Monica? Natsuki sits back down.
You can't just compare friends like that. And like, measure who's better than who. Everyone is different. I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you.
A moment of silence stretches between them.
They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts. Like how Monica can. She's good at these things.
Is she?
Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're all like, "Oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" I just want to mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that, it's you.
Well, yes, but she's low in my ranking.
Okay. I hope. Anyway. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always... Okay. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself.
Wait, what? Okay. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the page of her book.
How come you like reading so much?
Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated. Especially when it comes to following social conversations and group interactions. I just don't really understand it and have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the chapters. Oops.
I feel such a strange emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So, in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? It's that hard for you to be around people, like all the time? Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kind of conversations and saying jokes, and all of that, I don't know what to do, and I just disengage. Oh, that doesn't get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with the people, one-on-one. And I have online friends too, of course. Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books? All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? Oh, a lot. Like, more than anything. Oh my. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. One full of understanding. Alright, and that was the first part of that. Let's see the part 2 of that. Hey. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. GG. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. Oh, she has cupcakes, bro. You make cupcakes? You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully trails it between her fingers. It's brown, with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I might not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it, I just made them. I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Is it? I don't know. Okay. I guess it is. Well, yeah, but that's not really... Eureka takes a small bite. Oh, this is green tea flavored. I love green tea. Oh, do you? I was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Still will prefer both tiramisu? Really? Oh, reminds me, I haven't done it in a while. I should do it sometime. She has green eyes. I suppose, yeah. She has green eyes. Well, I like red, but my eyes aren't really red. They're like more pink. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Question mark? Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. Well, what I mean is that I'm glad. This girl still come. Thank you. Okay. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcake. Good morning, boss. Good morning, Kyra. Good morning to you.
Your eyes are pretty red. Oh, red. What? Pink bottom and red sides. Kind of, I suppose. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, red. Yeah. I figured you say red, but I was like, want to make sure.
Oh well, I don't know. It kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of making, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like, baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too.
Overall, cooking is like art. Well, cooking is a form of art. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards. I can see Yuri cooking though, but more gourmet stuff, I suppose. I wonder if she can cook.
Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment you get to be like that bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel
Valued?
Yeah, I guess that.
So you were able to make up with your friends today?
Huh? There wasn't really anything to make out with them about. We weren't fighting or anything.
You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood.
It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse.
So they're not going to stop?
I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now, when I don't feel like hanging out with them.
Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty full wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore.
Yeah, me too.
Ouch. Ouch.
I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on.
I think she liked it. I mean, I'm sure at the end of the day, they both enjoyed this. She's just being tsundere about it. Yeah.
I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them.
Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends.
But I made them for you.
Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. Boob. What?
Hello, Tama-chama. Thank you for coming. How are you?
What a nice entrance. Thank you. I know. And I like them very much. Exactly as you thought. Look at that, how she is. It is pretty late, isn't it? You succeeded. But I know you care about making other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you.
No, they were for making you happy.
You make me happy? Oh, what? You make me happy! You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. You succeed. Morika! Tam. Tam is a cute name. But overall, Tamachama is really cute. That's why they went to spend time with you. They want to spend time with you. And be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. Such a cute moment. Ouch. Let me take a sip of water. It's like some drama anime. It's like a romance anime. She wants to be with her. Egg. Okay. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki?
I'm such a bad person.
Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes.
You didn't.
Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them.
I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it.
I'm sorry.
No, I am. I'm so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like.
Emotions. That's the emotions. Dream to hydrate? I already hydrated.
And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote me about in the letter. I knew if I tried it in the club, Sayuri Manka would be super annoyed and make a huge deal about it.
You know, I think a lot of those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinized everything I say. And later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spent so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissue, then hands them to Natsuki. Emoticon? Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on those things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person. So don't worry too much. Also, there are things about you that people will like, so... Like cupcakes.
Like what?
Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy. And you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things. And you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people. And just a lot of things.
Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed.
Well, you're the one who asked. And don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs and it fades again.
Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason.
It's so cute.
Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like... I don't know.
Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet.
Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. Oh. I really don't know what to do.
She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tile while she thinks of herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you?
Happy for what?
Happy that your new club is making you happy.
Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Hello, Rigoberto Paredes? Is that how you say it?
Hello. I believe it's the first time I see you. Nice to meet you. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice.
I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused.
Apple-looking person? Is that an apple? Some red thing.
Cause I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt.
That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong for just being the person you are.
It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things.
Natsuki presses her palm into her forehead and shakes her head.
I know that's what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it.
Just Rigo is okay. It's not the first time, lol. I've been here for a while. Oh, I apologize. Oh my god. I believe it's... but is this the first time you write? I don't believe I've seen the name.
Oh.
I apologize. Did you change profile picture, perhaps? Could be that.
I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortable and happy that it is to do something so much scary.
To do what?
You know, to end it.
With them? Natsuki nods. She wants to end friendship with them? I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option.
I wasn't, until recently. It's just one of those things where like... It's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it. So much that it feels like that's just how your life is.
Maybe they just have a further... No. I believe I can't be. Can't be. I'm supposed to remember everything. Must be... They either changed profile picture. Or something. Something changed. Did you cut your hair? Last time I wrote a comment was 2 months ago. The first stream of Doki Doki. The rest of the time I just lurked for a little bit. My god. Did you change your profile picture perhaps? 2 months ago, huh? That's a long time. Well, I'm glad that you were here for a little bit, and I'm glad you're back. And I'm sorry I forgot. Tell me what's the profile picture, okay? Anyway.
And throwing it away, it's like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about it.
Natsuki sighs. Well, I guess I don't know. It did happen to me that there were situations where I guess friends too. I just had to stick with them Because it was always like that, even though I wasn't happy with them. I guess I can relate to that.
It's just really scary. It's terrifying.
What are you scared of?
I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone, not having anyone to talk or hang out with.
No problem, happy to be here. I have the same profile picture. No, god damn it. I will try to be here more often. Okay, thank you. I'm glad. Don't make me forget. I will never forget your profile picture. Never forget.
Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared that they'll hurt me for going against them.
Physically?
Not physically, but...
Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki.
What?
If anyone even thinks of to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. I'm fangirling right now. It's like, she's the protective girlfriend. You're lucky people here's cookie. Everyone deserves a cookie. Everyone deserves love. Even if you're lurking, I still appreciate you. You're still part of my family. Natsuki snorts and laughs. You being dramatic, she wants to beat people. I just imagine like someone bothering Natsuki and you're just taking the book and beating the hell out of everyone up. You know, like the one video where the guy just slaps one person then slaps everyone. I imagine you were like that with the book. My mind works too much. Imagination works too much. Too well. Wholesome? I'm wholesome? The thing is wholesome. Don't laugh at me.
Sorry, I was just... I like that. That's all.
Oh, well, I mean it.
I know you did.
Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look.
I needed it.
Oh. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcake over to Yuri.
Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore.
Are you sure? Natsuki nods.
I'm sure.
I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads to her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Ah, you're here first today.
Uh-huh.
And you bought reading material.
Uh-huh.
Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book.
It sucks when a good series has come to an end. Like, it's such a big part of your life, and then one day, there's just nothing left.
Yes, that hurts so bad. And then you find something else.
Makes you feel so empty.
Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series.
That sucks.
But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I wanted to go on forever.
Maybe. But there are some things that I wish could.
Yeah, some stories are so good that you want them to go on forever. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome?
Yeah, definitely. I can think at least one thing that I've read got pretty unbearable, like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. So, it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when you just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way.
Uh-huh.
Yes, thank you, Anne. I will. Okay. Well, that's the nature of things. They all come to an end. Everything comes to an end, that is true. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends, at the mall or downtown or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know? Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go less often than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. She has a board game group? Oh. Board game group? It doesn't matter, it's just more nerdy stuff. I like it, she's a total nerd. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Sorry, boss, gotta go do some homework, and I can't stop watching you unless I close stream. Love you, have a good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, Zero, and have a good homework, housework. Thank you. Bye bye. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she might have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them. And then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of their responses. Oh no, she blocked them. Oh, she couldn't take it. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh. That's... Oh, did she probably wanted to like go out with Yuri and such. I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the son of Natsuki, unusually hard breathing, feels the hair. What? She's hard breathing? Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this. You might be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. Skip homework for the entire 2nd and 3rd grade with no consequence. I used to, sometimes... well, that was when I could get away with it. I would just do them in the class. And most of the time I would get away with it. Sometimes I wasn't fast enough, and then I faked realizing I was wrong on my own work, and I was like pretty much like erasing nothing. I like doodled something and then I erased it, and then I rewrote it. And sometimes I tricked the teachers. Sometimes. Big brain. Faster than you can't get out of the dirty house. Yeah. But I have experience with this, so I'll help you go through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through a rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Couple tricks 101. You've always been a criminal, huh? Yes, I've always been in a mafia family. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place.
where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. Well, we'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hands, she feels Natsuki's shoulder rise, and Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. How does breath shake? Let me drink. That's good, let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. That was so cute. Always been the Mafia Boss. The way my brain interpreted that was you popped out of the boom in a suit with a gun. Who knows? Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it is past, but Yuri is determined to not move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and the breathing has mostly steadied. Then, she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is.
You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. You know, knowing this as a backstory, the original story is so weird to look at.
It's not going to keep happening?
Good friend moment, yes. It may, or it may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves her. What? Oh. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off its cover.
I don't think I could have gotten through it alone.
You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. I'm not gonna forget about you, Moriko. I'll never forget about you. Why would I forget about you? Just don't disappear for too long. Well, then again, Moriko, I have a way to like check in with you. Wholesome, yes. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted. Demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Well, Natsuki now looks a bit weird. Oops! What did I do? No. Hold up. History. Oh my god. I accidentally clicked the hotkey and it skipped. Oh my god. I'm sorry about that. Where was it?
You really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do.
How so?
Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places?
Okay, return. My god. I see.
But you already said it, so you can't take it back now.
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then.
I know a good ice cream place.
Huh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, but for me you said that you had no idea. Oh yeah, that's true.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait, yes I do! I said it was probably green tea.
Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Oh, that's a good choice.
Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy.
How is that fancy?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that.
Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry.
Hey, strawberry is my favorite.
Who would have guessed?
Hey, but hello, Dragon. How are you?
What a coincidence.
I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have this sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now that to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could.
I'm glad you could. Imagine you want to go upstairs where there is a couple of... I mean, it's lunch break. Maybe no one wants to. I would just like smile and walk away and leave them alone.
Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place. Even though I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me initially?
Oh, well, not exactly.
What do you mean? Has she been stalking her?
Nothing.
She has been stalking her.
I might have tracked you down first. With help of Sayori, okay?
But you said...
I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to like... Whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think that anyone would be proud of you for it.
Anyone? You mean, like you?
Yes, like me.
You know, I could get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much.
Oh wait, as long as you don't tease me too much, she said that.
Fine. Just a little then.
That's fine. Well, in the main game, that was a bit more,
I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really don't think that good things are in store.
But I really do think that good things are in store, okay?
Those are my honest feeling. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured.
And then they did not technically, but yeah.
The two girls continued their conversation through the remainder of lunch. But a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting, where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have been something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next, Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up.
Actually, she threw up. Yeah, Natsuki threw up.
Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together.
Uh-huh. Miyo.
Has anyone evaluated the side effects that might be caused by sharing a memory pool between multiple VMs rather than allocating them separately? I'm looking at some of the files VM1 is generating, and I'm finding some information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the side of the VM itself. So I don't think this is a priority, but it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from VM2 isn't getting zeroed out, which technically gives VM1 access to it. All the info I have will go into the issue tracker, but I want to check if everyone else already noticed something along these lines.
So it's like all different. Is that it? Oh, okay. Then there is last. Okay, there is one more. Hello, we meet again. Remember me from... I do remember you, Mercury, but I cannot read those. I cannot read those kanjis. But I do remember you. But I'll be right back, and then we can read the last side story. Be right back. I'm back! Oh, yes, the horror game. Yeah, okay, I remember that. Okay, I remember the letters. The horror game, the Walk My Home, was it? Boss is gone, now I'm back. I have returned. And take a sip of water. Pictures. So, I still have so much. What is this for? Is this for the true route? This picture looks nice. There's 2 more to get? I guess. Oh, this one is also new. It's like those Instagram pictures where like the girl takes the picture with like the fake hand. Bisexually. They look so nice. Boss is back, no we party. Yes. Okay, let's see. Last side story, and it only has 1 part and it's equals. Okay everyone, we're gonna be taking a break from the usual activities today. I was thinking since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. Wait. What? Is this an alternative timeline? Is this an alternate reality? Is this like a completely different story with the same characters? It's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. Well, no, I guess the festival... This is just right before the MC came, right? I think it'll help us figure out what to do for the festival, you know?
Oh, so you and I already came up with a really good plan.
Really? For the festival?
Yeah, so the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. Then we take a map and plan the most efficient route so we can get most of them before the lines gets too long.
Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. They're talking about eating.
Well, you have to let me finish.
Alright, fine, go ahead.
Right, so basically we get all the food we can, then we come back here and we all eat together. That's all.
Well, I got tricked twice by the same joke.
Boo! Don't be a hater. It's not like you can come up with anything better. Look, even Yuri was thinking about it.
No, I wasn't. I would actually really prefer to do something literature related. We can eat together anytime. The festival is a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any interest in the club. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really get a shot at showing people what the literature club is all about. I'll tell you what, we can do both, right? We'll make time for your food mission, and we still put together a public event.
Oh my gosh, yes! I was just joking, but that's a really good idea.
Well, I'm glad that's settled. I think the question is how to come up with an event that demonstrates everything we can get out of the literature club.
Well, that's kinda tough because everyone gets something different out of the club.
Okay, how about this? Let's Google. No, Google, no. My Google activated. Okay. Let's go around then. Have each of us talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to build. Yeah. That's too embarrassing.
But you have so much to talk about.
That's exactly why. And I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way.
Well, maybe, but I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. I mean, it's the literature club. We talk about that stuff together, right?
I'll be going now. Maybe some other day we will meet. I can't be here for long. Bye. Thank you, Macri. Thank you for coming by. I'm glad you still like came by and said hi. Appreciate it. See you next time.
And the only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it.
Oh, you're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant.
It's not good to say suck it up because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first to join after all.
Wouldn't that be me?
No, I won't go first.
Fine, you can start. I don't mind.
Yay! So, gosh, it feels like so long. I think I joined because I wanted to have fun sharing poems with people. It seems like it would be a safe way to express myself, you know? Like, if it's just a poem, then I can share it without feeling like I'm burdening everyone with my problems. And I thought it would be a really good way to get to know other people too. So yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and it was just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. And she was sleeping.
How about it? She needs my head. Yes. I shall not say that name. Don't remind me of that. Gosh.
Yeah, but it seems like so much fun to help start a new club. Especially since writing helped me so much. I wanted to help other people too.
Just Monica.
But it ended up being me who was inspired, because I remember feeling like Monica was just so sweet and mature, and that I could trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone, having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And at that point, I knew the literature club was gonna be special for a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
It really helped give the club more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined, but she was so different from us, and Natsuki too. I think for Yuri, it really helped for me to take the lead before she was able to open up a little. But Natsuki was kind of the opposite, where she wasn't ready to get really close to someone really quickly. I never really thought about that sort of thing. I really feel like I've gotten better at understanding people's different needs. And that makes me really happy, because my friends are just the most important thing to me. And whatever new members we get, I want to help them in those ways too.
I didn't know I would have continued coming to the club. I don't know if I would have continued coming to the club if it weren't for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I know it wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. I was really short-sighted. The only reason I came was to find others who were into fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. And I remember feeling uncomfortable because you and I have such a different energy. I had such a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with, so when Sayori tried so hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting our time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component of friendship. No, actually quite the opposite. Sometimes you're best with people you don't have too much in common with. Sayori and I were able to be friends because she always thinks about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do, or even thought to do. But I stayed in the club thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better. You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was just super impressed. Well, I always said that I didn't know how to behave like a person who is easily liked by others, like the two of you can. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time, I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. Once I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. Oh, also, I discovered that sometimes I'm better communicator when I take the time to write rather than speak. It's so strange that the way things turned out. It's so far different from anything I've ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know what we really need. Oh my gosh, you're so cute, I'm going to throw up. Damn. Okay, please don't say that, Sayori. Besides, I'm not cute.
Hey, isn't that my line?
Oh, well, for me, it's actually true, so...
What are you saying?
Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take the turn.
My heart?
Sayori takes some deep breaths.
Okay, fine, I'll go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me while I show off.
I was just following up on Sayori. It was the easiest way to get it over with.
Besides, you left out the most important thing that you get out of this club.
I did?
Yes, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes.
Oh no, I forgot that too. I'm a traitor to the Cupcake Queen. The Cupcake Queen.
Neither of you are forgiven. Looks like only Monica will be getting cupcakes next time.
No! I can't eat that many cupcakes.
Yeah, true. Only Yuri can.
Hey! Hey!
Well, anyway, I was just putting off talking. It's kinda hard to talk about this stuff, but I guess when it comes down to it, is that I'm in a much better place mentally than I was when I first joined.
I'll hail the Cupcake Queen.
And that's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through, having to cut them out. It still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine. I knew it was for the best, and I was right. I guess for me it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculed for having feelings, so I thought the right thing to do was to just ignore them. It took me a really long time to realize that it's not really how things are supposed to work. And I guess that's thanks to everyone who took the time to respect my feelings, and even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I was really the worst.
Natsuki voice chokes a little.
Love you, Natsuki. I just hate that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me, and I could never do anything in return.
That's not true, Natsuki. You've done a lot more than you think. This club really wouldn't have been the same without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when you first showed up? It was like I could accept anything other than my own idea of what a literature club was supposed to be. Apparently, that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worthy of respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me. So there's no need to put yourself down.
Okay. Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. It's so much fun to have you around. And you helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you, and you always deserve that.
I agree. Seeing us have some of the same struggles made me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here. I don't think any of us would.
I'm sorry, I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Monica can go on.
There's no need to apologize. It was something I wanted to talk about anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was always such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of other people. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times thinking that my way was the best for everyone. Or thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems.
letting being the leader means that you have to acknowledge that you're not perfect and that the best thing you can do is to help guide people rather than to do everything for them. Thank you, Google. I don't need you. Let me just see. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club. Realizing what that really means. Sayori, what are you doing? I just thought that we should be writing some of these things down. Things about the club that are valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Sayori writes the word trust on the chalkboard. That is because you showed me that I could trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Suddenly, Yuri takes a piece of chalk as well. She writes understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude to everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was so difficult for me to express myself. They're gonna write all the name of the side stories. Interesting. In that case, Monica takes a piece of chalk as well and writes the word respect. Respect. I always thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there was more to it than I thought, and I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. Sayori writes balance. Sometimes people want different things out of a friendship, or they really need time before they're ready to become close. So it's important to keep things balanced between you and the other person. That reminds me, Yuri writes reflection. I've always been a reflective person, but most of it has been nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong. Once I started reflecting on other people, and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. So I think that's the most important one for me. That's great, we all have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone turns to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took all the chalk. Don't look at me like that, jeez. Could have just asked. Monica hands a piece of chalk to Natsuki. Then Natsuki sighs and writes self-love. I don't know how far I've gotten with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So, there's my contribution. Together, everyone stares at the words on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be about literature? It is. We still do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. It's more like a friendship counseling, problem counseling kind of thing. Up until now. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. Natsuki and Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right. Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You already have the best hair out of all of us. Everyone get together. I can't fit you all in. Okay. Okay, everyone ready? And... I'm really glad we talked about this stuff. It's easy to forget how far we've come, with only 4 members. Yeah, I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting some really good inspiration for a poem. You know, I feel the same way. I kinda want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I would like that as well. What about you, Natsuki? What about you, Natsuki, huh? You little Everyone is like, what about you, huh? Everyone looking at me again. I'll do it too, but I might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. Super awkward. The 4 members of the literature club disperse and return to their desk, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. Oh. Sayori stretches, then does the same. But Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper, unsure of where to start. Just move your hand. Monica mouths to herself, protect the sassy lolly.
right away into your heart. Her mind full of thoughts, memories, and inspiration, Monica navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. Doesn't matter what, just that it's something new. Wait, that... Why did the piano scare me a bit? Okay. Time to vibe!
Bum, bum.
Actual credits, that is not really creepy. I still don't trust this. I still can't trust this. How can he go from that to this? I guess he goes from this to that. Somehow doesn't make it better. Aw, all the cute pictures. Graphic designers, project designers, wow. There was a lot behind this. Vibing, yes.
Ah.
Yes. DLC was almost as long as the rest of the game, I think. Was it? Really? I think it was a bit shorter, but yeah, it was a lot. Thank you, dear player, for enjoying our story of friendship and literature. You're welcome. Made by with love by teams, but you traumatized the F out of everyone with the rest of it, so yeah, I don't know. And that is the picture. I'm in there too now. Not anymore. Friendship and literature. Was that really it? No hidden meaning? Nothing? Well, this is from... I guess I still have to get the true ending, but I think that's it for this. Still got very few stuff to get, I suppose. Well, I still have the hidden poems here. 4 of them. Cute. And where is it? Where is it? What? Oh, this is why it's too. Monica's turn the what was it, the and Natsuki's pouting, and I love Sayuri's face. Sayuri is so cute. And Yuri's like so shy, but she's just doing the little mustache. That was nice. That was a nice. They have very funny faces. That was a nice little story. I don't know how if it's like an alternative story, like side story and then alternative, like backstory and then it like ends differently, or if it still ends like that. Because I feel like the relationship between Natsuki and Yuri kind of degraded in the the main story? Don't know. It's a bit weird. But yeah, let me change setup. Hold up a minute. Hold up. So, but little doll is not supposed to be here. Hold up. Uh, uh, uh. Okay. I am back. So yeah, that was my Doki Doki literature experience ending. That was the side stories. Hello. I'm back. It's me. Look at me. Couple. Look a couple. I am right here. Yes. So yeah, again, I had lots of fun. I was finally able to finish it, to conclude it, because it's been a long time since the last one. I haven't forgotten stuff, of course, but yeah, I had to do so much stuff, so kind of made the experience last so long. But I'm happy I was able to get through it, and I really enjoyed the side story again. The main story is a bit. I like it. I liked everything. I like Doki Doki. It's a bit weird for me, but it's really complicated to understand. I guess it's a lot of speculation that you have to do, unless there's some hidden stuff I didn't find yet. Who knows? But yeah, for now, it's next step playing Yakuza like a chat. Well, for now, tomorrow I'm gonna be playing Hades again, probably, because I want to play that again, and it's been a while. And next week, gonna have something new, I guess. So yeah, I hope you look forward to it. And yeah, again, thank you to everyone for coming. As always, if you're new to the familia, don't forget joining it. And if you like the stream, give a like. And I'll see you next time. Arrivederci.